Good morning, Jan.
Good morning, Michael.
How do you do, sir?
Good. This time I was first.
Excellent.
What about you? How is life going?
Oh, pretty good. I'm working on recording a new Pluralsight course on Entity Framework Core 6.
Okay,
And
that's an update of one of your previous
this
courses.
it's not really an update so much because so the previous Entity Framework courses that I've done have been focused on integration testing and on migrations. Um, and this one is focused on best practices. Um, so it's really that Pluralsight is making sure that people can see which versions which courses are for, and the previous ones were for like EF6 and EF Core 3, um, and so yeah, here this is for EF Core 6, and it's best practices, and it's part of an entire path that
Mm.
a bunch of authors are putting together. Um, so most of these courses are going to launch kind of simultaneously, and it'll be it'll be gorgeous.
Okay, that's something to look forward for.
Yes, indeed. So that's
Great.
been taking a bit of my time, but still still able to spare a few cycles for
Oh,
thinking
that's good.
through what the
That gives me perhaps a possibility to catch up. Yeah. Okay. As long as we have internet,
yes,
because
indeed.
I don't know whether you heard about it, but one of the satellite links, internet by satellite, the Viasat satellite. Apparently, the whole system got hacked
Mm.
on the day that the Russian-Ukraine war started. So they suspect that it is linked with that. And a lot of the modems have been, I think the firmware has been erased by a
Mm.
false update. Now I have one of these satellite systems as a backup for the internet here, and
Mm.
I'm not the only one where it's not working anymore.
Wow.
Uh, all over Europe, uh, thousands and thousands of modems have been apparently erased. And even in Germany, some of these windmills to produce electricity,
Mm-hmm.
they have each of these windmills has a satellite link to the control center. Is it a backup or is it the main link? If I understand well, it should be the main link
Mm.
to do diagnostics, to do monitoring of these windmills. And so they are all all without connection. It's for
Mm.
what was it? 11 gigawatts hour electricity. Uh, so
Wow.
yeah,
Yeah, that's. So are they continuing to run the generators without this connection?
and what I read in the newspapers is that the windmills they work completely autonomous.
Mm-hmm.
So if there is too much wind, they will turn themselves. But there is no way to do diagnostics apparently,
Right.
or to get to the system in case of emergencies.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. I imagine that they are really hard to service, being out in the middle of nowhere, spread out far, and somebody has to climb up to the top in order to figure out what's going on. So yeah, without visibility, yeah, in
mm,
the machinery, yeah, that seems like you wouldn't want to run that for very long and trust
yeah,
its autonomy.
yeah. But no, it's scaring that even these systems,
Mm-hmm.
where you suspect that they are well secured, that they get hacked. Because my monitor it no lights anymore, and I get an automatic message because it's monitoring that the link was down.
Mm-hmm.
So I say, strange. The lights were still blinking. Were not blinking anymore, steady, but very. So I thought power supply, changed the power supply. In the end, I say, strange. It must be the modem. Tried another one, but that was an old one which has other problems. But that one still booted up. I said, it might be the firmware. So connected the supplier, and yeah, apparently I was not the only one.
Wow.
But okay.
Yeah, gotta be careful.
I only need that connection as a second backup, because what I should not do is run servers at home in my office.
True. Yeah.
That are things that 20 years ago, when I was still living in Belgium, and when data centers were still expensive, I had a server in the basement, and the old things are still running. So
Oh goodness.
that is.
We have
and
a
as long
cloud
as
now.
I know. I have a lot of things in the cloud also, but some things are very difficult to bring over to the cloud because the operating systems are too old and so on. So but it's always a lot of work to keep these things running, because you need a good UPS, you need good batteries, you need backup lines for internet access, which switch over automatically, and there is always something that goes wrong. But okay. Good. Michael, I cleaned up a little bit the software. Let me show you the screen. Where is it? Why is... No, not everything is black. So is that visible, readable?
It was for a second. Okay, there it is again. Yes.
Okay. So these are actually all the tests that I made throughout the past months. Not many of them, but you will remember them. But then by changing the transactions behind, I commented out. Now I've updated all of the tests, and now everything is running fine. Yeah. So the SQLite problems with all the delay. The most important test is this massive concurrent retransaction without a single rollback. Yeah, so this one. So what we do there is we have 60 concurrent threads that are all reading concurrently from the database, and not a single timeout anymore.
Nice.
So what we had before, actually the most important thing is this one. So SQLite has a setting for a busy timeout, and standard, it is not enabled.
Oh.
And remember last time I showed you the spreadsheet with all the different locks?
Yes.
So you tell it DB is actually the connection, because you have to define it per connection. And you have to set a timeout in milliseconds. And it's during the timeout that it will retry if there is a lock. So here, for at most 10 milliseconds, it will retry, which is actually very, very short. And if after 10 milliseconds is still not able to continue, it will give you an error.
Right, okay.
And then it will go into the transaction will go into rollback and try again. So that's our retry routine.
Okay. And so by default, if you don't set this, then it doesn't have any...
Then it will not retry itself. And so that was where our retries got in. But
and,
the good
and our
thing
retries caused a rollback.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, This one retries very, very fast. And until now, it always passed.
Oh,
Until now, when I run it, it will fail. You will see. But the two other things which showed me some improvement, but in the end, I didn't apply them. But I still leave it in as comments. So having a read thread open before the other threads and close it after the other threads. So the purpose of that one, that was to avoid a busy through the locking for the while index file. You had this while index file that gets regenerated each time you start a new connection, if there is no connection at all.
Right.
And so the first connection will rebuild that while index. And so if I start the retread, one retread before the others, then it will rebuild that while connection. For a moment, there will be a lock, but so a little bit later, the lock will be gone. But so that was a lot of improvement, but it was not foolproof. And then the other one was starting each thread with a slight delay. You can put in 1 milliseconds, but automatically it becomes 15 milliseconds, as that is the smallest resolution. And that one was also a very good, had very good results. But because this first one is the one that takes the less possible delay, and solves all the problems, I didn't use the other two.
Right.
So actually, what's happening is starting here, 60 threads. He creates the database. He waits for 1 second, just to make sure that everything is all right. Then he starts to create threads. Every thread sleeps for 4 seconds. Then it will read, just a select count on an empty database. Then it will sleep for 2 seconds, and it will read again. So the whole thread will be busy for 6 seconds. So we are sure the 60 of them are concurrent. And then he waits for all of them to finish, and then he will stop the test. Now let's just run all the tests here. So we have this exponential backoff. That one will just run a few writes. Some of them will fail, and it will count the numbers of successful writes. And that depends on the backoff, so that should be okay. Then can enable wall mode. Just test whether we can put it in wall mode. That's okay. Write and read back is just writing something to the database, reading it from the database, and comparing it to what it should be. That's okay. And write while reading. That was the test where we start reading first, read transaction, a long running read transaction. Then we write something. Then we start read transaction during the writing, and then we start a read transaction after the writing. And we check whether the results are correct, because if you start a read before the writing, you should not have the results of that writing. If you start the read during the writing, you should also not have the results. If you start it after, you should have the results. But so the massive concurrent read here, it took in total 7 seconds, which is
so that's the
1
second wait,
delay,
and then 6 seconds that each
4
thread
and 2, so that's 7 seconds. And that means that there was not a single rollback. Because if there would be a rollback, the rollback would come after the 4 seconds here, because the rollback is always on the first select.
Yes.
And
yeah.
actually, the test is, I'll show it again. So the stopwatch elapsed
Okay.
milliseconds should be less than 8 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah. That means that there are no rollbacks as we like it.
Very nice.
Okay. And if you look to our display here, so the test begins at 0 seconds, 30 milliseconds here. Yeah, the two first digits are the seconds. I left the space. Then he creates the database, and then all the threads are starting. So that's the 1 second pause that we had. So you see from 1 second, 38 milliseconds up to 1 second, 50 milliseconds. He's starting all the threads from 0 to 59.
Right, and if you had the delay of 15 milliseconds, they would have been spaced out further.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't have even tested the timeout because it would have had plenty of time to get through.
So I don't apply a delay now. I just start them directly. And then from 7 seconds onwards, I'm getting results. So you see also there, they are very closely spaced. The last one is ending 7 seconds, 120 milliseconds. So no rollbacks. So I'm happy with that.
Very good. So yeah, it looks like we are using it correctly.
Yeah. So I did not yet inject the logging. I just, I didn't want to spend time on that now. To do activate tracing with injected logger when injected logger requires it. And so the tracing now I just commented it out. But so now I have time, I will inject a good logger and then activate that tracing to the logger. But I wanted to first to continue with Jinaga itself. All right. This I have uploaded to GitHub. I didn't put a pull request yet. So it's still in my public GitHub repository.
Okay.
But so it's public and it's safe.
Yes.
It's,
Thank you.
It will not be lost. It will not be lost. That's the most important. But then, wait, let me stop the screen sharing and take the other one.
I'm wondering why SQLite
why they don't enable that by
default.
default.
Have that by default. Yeah.
I don't know.
Seems like I mean, it's not that it's going to be hit very often. Because here you're manufacturing 60 concurrent threads that are hitting it at exactly the same time. In a real world application, application startup is probably the most dangerous time. It's like, oh, I need to load this screen, so here's all these queries. Boom. Yeah. So maybe it will be a bit more frequent than I first thought.
It's amazing that on the internet you find so many people having trouble with this locking and busy from SQLite.
Yeah.
And the solution is quite easy. But to find it, you have to spend a lot of time on it.
Very
but okay.
Good. Would you care to document your results in a forum other than this? People have to watch a lot of videos in order to get to that payoff. Maybe create a Medium post.
What I can, but it would be nice if we kept everything together. That's That's actually why I wrote it here,
Mm-hmm.
but to find it out in the source code is also not so good. What would be the best to keep it together with Jinaga somewhere?
What I'm thinking is that that people have this problem with SQLite.net, and then they go looking for a solution, and they see all of these other people that have the same problem. It would be nice if they found the solution, and the solution really doesn't have anything to do with Jinaga. It's just Jinaga benefits from the solution as well. So, so yeah, I think it would.
What I could do is just answer to some of the questions on Stack Overflow.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's a good way to get it
I
started.
think that would be. Most of the people are looking there.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah,
could do that and put a pointer to Jinaga. All right. But then the most important thing I was let's share the virtual machine. Where is the virtual machine? Yeah, that's the black one, VS Code. Yeah. Luckily, I documented the debugging last time because I always have a problem. If I'm working on something, then I can remember. If I put it aside for a couple of weeks, then it's empty again.
Yeah.
So I spent some time getting my brain back to VS Code, because then I want to implement this load, save, and query in .NET. But to, like what I did last time, was use the SharedList project to step through Jinaga to be able to do the conversion to .NET.
Yes.
So okay, after a little trying, I had my brain back up to date. But then the next step is I want to use, this was still using version 2.5.6 of Jinaga.
Yep.
You have version 3.0.5. So I wanted to use that version.
Yep. And I see the messages from the breaking change.
Yeah, he's asking the type identifier there.
Yes.
But one of the things I when I wanted to update Jinaga, so I went to the package.json, and I knew all that, but I forgot it again. So here I had 2.5.6. I changed that to 3.0.0, and then I did a Jinaga npm install Jinaga. Is that the best way to update such a package?
The best way is to do npm install Jinaga at latest, and then you don't have to edit the package JSON at all. So that tells it to whatever is installed, or even if nothing's installed, just go grab the latest version and install that.
Okay, and then it will adapt the package.json automatically?
Yes, it will.
Let's try. It's not that I don't believe you, Michael. I just want to try.
No, this is exactly how I teach as well. It's like, let's tell you a thing, show you the thing.
Okay.
Here's the before, here's the after. Yeah.
npm run. Let's first clean all the rubbish out. Okay. So now we don't have our dist folder anymore. That's good. We just have all these node modules. So now we don't need. Oh yeah, we better remove the node modules also, because they are already.
Probably the best thing to do is npm ci.
Yeah, but
Which
if I
basically
remove
does what
node,
you're doing
yeah,
here.
yeah, if I remove that one, and then the npm CI will get back to the old state.
Yeah, npm CI also includes the delete step.
Yeah.
So it cleans out
Oh,
anything that's not actually installed.
okay. Didn't know that. CI deletes. Oh, deleting is slow.
And it looks like it's still asking for your permission.
Make changes. Okay, go ahead. It's a virtual machine, who cares? I should have pressed Shift Delete. That goes faster.
Oh,
than
right,
delete.
yeah, it's copying everything to the recycle bin now.
Yeah. Fail to delete. Do it permanently then. No, it's not running anymore.
Yeah, I still see the Cylon going across.
Yeah. Okay, now he's gone. Let's also close these packages here. So, npm CI. Come on. Computers are fast today.
Yeah.
Compared to 20 years ago.
Yeah, I'm thinking about our Merkle tree discussion and npm CI, and I'm thinking that if it doesn't do this, it probably should. But npm CI should probably run a Merkle tree against it. So hey, download the hash of each of the packages, compute the hash in each of my directories.
To see which part it should download.
Yeah.
Anyway, in this case, I've deleted the whole node module.
Right.
He has to download everything. Come on. Is he complete? No, he's not complete. Still running. Yeah. Programmer is most of the time waiting, no? Not working hard.
Well, I still see your video, so that means that you haven't lost your primary internet connection.
No, not at all. Not at all. What are you doing? Why is it taking so long?
Yeah, I don't know.
I went through the procedure earlier, so... Okay, yeah, he's 100% CPU.
Oh,
Visual Studio Code, yeah. Yeah, he got through it.
Okay.
He got through it. Yeah, that's a virtual machine, so... then npm run build. That should go faster.
Yeah, and this will still be against the old version of Jinaga, so this one will work because.
Yeah. This is the old version now, huh?
Mhm.
So that should work. Just to make sure that everything goes fine. And now npm start. Okay, and then I open this one. I just add a few things, and that's working. So that's fine.
Yeah.
So now, if I stop this one, and now I want to update Jinaga. So npm update Jinaga.
It would be install. Update will try to follow Semver. And Semver says don't update because it's a breaking change. So yeah, npm install Jinaga at latest.
Yeah, that's
with no space. So it's just Jinaga at latest.
Latest. So
yeah, so you've got a space after Jinaga. So yeah, no space between Jinaga and the at. Yeah.
Okay.
There we are.
Like this. Okay.
Yep. So now it is complaining about that peer dependency of Jinaga React. So to resolve that, you would have to do npm install Jinaga React at latest as well.
Okay, I'm still busy here. So it will not do that automatically.
No, it. Peer dependencies are for you to manage and for npm to warn you about. So it's basically documentation from the author. So in this case, Jinaga React has a peer dependency on Jinaga for a specific Semver range, and so that's the author of Jinaga React saying you need a version of Jinaga that's compatible with 2.0 for this version of Jinaga React.
But so version 2.56 was using Jinaga React 2.21. Is that?
Yeah, it's the dependency is actually in the opposite direction, but yes, Jinaga React 2.21. So Jinaga React is following its own semantic versioning. Jinaga is following its semantic versioning, and I'm keeping the major numbers in sync, but minor and patch. I'm letting them follow their own tracks.
Yeah. So Jinaga React is not a dependency of Jinaga.
Right. Yes, it's the other way around. So the idea being that there will at some point be a Jinaga-Angular and a Jinaga-Vue, and those will also be peer dependencies of, or those will have peer dependencies on Jinaga, but not the other way around. Jinaga is just the core library, and it doesn't care how you are updating your view.
So if I would have set npm install Jinaga React at latest, then Jinaga React would have updated, and also Jinaga. Or is that wrong?
It would not have automatically updated Jinaga. It would have evaluated the dependency relationship and determined whether they were compatible. And actually, I think they are. I believe that Jinaga React, I said this is compatible with version 2 or 3 of Jinaga. I believe so.
Yes. Yeah, because in the JSON package.json of Jinaga React, there you have the version that you need of Jinaga. Or is that wrong?
That is correct. Yes, that is exactly how it works. And so we can actually look at the package JSON that's now inside of your node modules.
Yeah. Wait. Just take this one to start with. Here we have Jinaga 3.5.
Yep.
And Jinaga React is 2.1. But so this one should be higher then.
Yes. So to kind of round out what we were just talking about, let's go into node modules and look inside of the Jinaga React folder and look at its package.json.
Yeah, but that's still the old one, huh?
Yeah, it's still the old one, but you'll see the peer dependencies that we're talking about.
Here, Jinaga, and here the package JSON.
Yeah, so
here we have Jinaga. Yeah, so it goes up to 2 point. It will not go up to 3 then.
Yeah, scroll down a bit to peer dependencies. So actually, yeah, this is something that I fixed. It shouldn't be in dependencies anymore. Well, wait a minute. I think this is. Yeah, I'm kind of confused why I'm seeing it in dependencies and peer dependencies, but yeah, peer dependencies. That's documentation for for npm to evaluate the set of libraries that are installed at the same time. And so this is saying if you've installed Jinaga React, this particular version, then the Jinaga version that you have should be compatible with this. So compatible with 2.1.1. So using semantic versioning, that's all the way up to 2.x.
999.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and compatible with React 16. Or 16.8. Yeah, 16.8 is where hooks were created, and so yep, you need at least 16.8. So so yeah, it's this peer dependency that's causing that warning. So if you do the same thing now and install Jinaga-React at latest, then we will see the warnings go away, and we will see an update to the peer dependencies here. No more warnings.
Yeah. Wait. Yeah, it was here, so no more. Yeah. Okay. And
yeah, and I thought that it would have just maybe it's not doing a watch on the package JSON, so it there we go. Yeah, so that's what the peer dependencies look like now. So
okay.
Yeah, we're looking for Jinaga 2.0 or 3.0. Either one of those two paths, and React 16.8 or 17.
Or 17. Okay, so you can even use this or syntax in the versions.
Yep.
Didn't know that.
Yep. That was a bit of research, and I was like, yeah, this perfectly documents the relationship between those libraries. So yeah, they put a lot of thought into it.
Okay, so we have so now we have updated. Now we do a build. Yeah. CI we don't have to do. We updated everything. Okay, npm run build. And there it will complain, probably, because we don't have that type parameter.
Correct, yes.
Yeah, okay, so that's in the full file. Close this one, go to, where was it, in the shared, oh, here. So, has list and this one, so we need a type.
Yep.
Type
and it could be a string, or it could be a constructor, a class.
Yeah, and that's the type of the list that we need.
Correct.
Or of the item of the list. So that's actually this string.
Yes. Yes, you could either just use that string, or if you want to be safer, you could use the just the name list, capital list.
Okay, and then he will. But if you use that if you use that constructor, then whatever I would change this one to, it will automatically adapt.
Yes, correct.
Okay.
And it's using a bit of TypeScript magic to make sure, first of all, that list is a field inside of item, and then here it's doing some TypeScript magic to make sure that that field has the type of list. So yeah, it's not this.list. It's you had it correct the first time. So it's the actual list type.
Class.
Yeah. So the list in quotes is not actually a string. That is the member of the class. So if you were to delete the list and then hit Control Space to get IntelliSense, then you would see that it's just listing out in IntelliSense the names of the fields.
This one you mean?
Yeah. So go ahead and delete that, and then hit quote. Hit quote. Actually, yeah, you can see it right here. Created description list type. So these are the fields that are valid on item.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, you can even hit Control Space inside the quote. So after you hit quote, then it'll bring up the. Yeah, there it is.
And you get all the strings. Okay.
Yep.
Great. And so for item, it probably it's the same name for the completed.
Mm-hmm.
I think we are there now. There are only 2 arrows here. Yeah.
Yep.
So build again. No, that's gonna fail because I didn't save here.
I do that all the time. I've gotten so used to, like, I'm working in Visual Studio, and then I hit run all tests, and so then it saves and it builds and then it runs the tests. But yeah, when I'm working in a more custom tool chain, like with Visual Studio Code and the terminal, yeah, it doesn't know to save. So I get caught off guard by that all the time.
Is it giving me? Okay, that's just the size of the
Yes.
package that goes to the web browser. Yeah.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, and I've been trying to figure out a good set of recommendations for that. Yeah, so far I haven't really been able to figure that out because it's supposed to, I want it to do code splitting. It was what it's suggesting that you do. So you dynamically load things, but the thing that it's trying to load is the Jinaga runtime itself. I can't load that dynamically because the classes that I'm using immediately are based on it. So
look,
yeah,
you're even not 50% above the recommendation, so it should be not be that bad. And once everything works, we can still. So now npm run. No, npm start.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, then we go back to our browser here. Yeah, it works.
Yeah. Did you do a refresh on the browser? If you did,
No,
that happened very quickly. Yeah.
I didn't do a refresh. I will just open a second one and see whether they communicate. So if I take test 1, oh, he only gets. That's strange. Wait.
Okay, so in this particular version of the code base, do you have the first of all the server side connection enabled, and then secondly, the database connection.
No, I don't
Okay.
think so.
Yeah, I think
Uh,
I think
yeah.
if you just start it off yeah, as it is, those two things are commented out, so you can kind of walk up to it and see how that progresses. Yeah, so yeah, this one does have the server side set up because you are seeing these two talk to each
Yeah.
other, or at least have
Yeah.
the same things. But yeah, the server is not connecting to the database, and so therefore, whenever you restart the server, it throws away its facts.
Yeah, but wait. Yeah, actually, I never tried. Because look, if you would say here, Control C. So now the server stopped.
Mm-hmm.
I start it again. I go back to my 2 instances here.
Yeah. So now refresh.
Well,
Ooh.
if I just add here a third one,
Mm-hmm.
doesn't delete it. If I it adds automatically.
Mm-hmm.
If I refresh it, yeah.
Yep. Yep, and that's because, of course, it's expecting that that the model is insert only, so it already has some facts. It sees a new fact. Oh, let's merge it in. But you know, in truth, the server doesn't know about those old facts anymore.
Yeah. So he keeps the old facts and he merges in the new one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And another thing that
Great.
would cause it to appear to work is if we enabled the client-side storage. And then all those facts would be stored in the browser, and it wouldn't matter to the browser at all that the server forgot about them.
But would the client send them again to the server then a second time?
No, it would not, because it thinks that the server already knows about them.
Okay. So just stay local.
Yeah.
And the new instance which you open will only get the new facts. All right. So we mentioned to update this. Perhaps it would be good to upload that.
Yes, indeed.
So we didn't do anything else, eh? Update to Jinaga version 3.0.5. That's correct. Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
Was that not clicking here? No, I had to stage. Yeah. You see, I forgot everything. Okay. And then I think this actual origin. I'm on Symlink debugging support. No. I'm on the wrong one here.
Yeah, Git is such a discipline. Just
Yeah, I should be here. No, because this one I don't. Wait. Last time.
yeah.
Or has it? Did I made a pull request last time? Let me check.
I believe we merged that in. Yeah, that was back in December.
Wait, that was for the shared list, Michael.
Oh yeah, we certainly merged in the changes that you made on, well,
2nd
you
of
didn't have to
January.
make any changes on the Jinaga
Yeah.
side, did you?
On Jinaga, there were some changes and that were merged in.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
I'm looking to SharedList and indeed use forward ISO backslashes for Mac OS compatibility.
Right. Right. Yes. That's correct. I remember that.
So you have
Yeah.
that one.
Yeah. So I think the best thing to do right now is go ahead and create the new branch with the new name, and then we'll do a fetch to make sure that you've got everything up to date, and then you can rebase your new branch back onto where main ends up. Whether it includes the other changes or not aren't going to matter.
And there I need my brain again, or take all my documentation. So now because Git every time I'm lost. So we have to go to the main, but I want to.
Yeah, so I think we can start exactly where we are by giving this creating a new commit or a new branch on this commit that we're currently on.
Yeah, then this would be a new branch, huh?
Yes.
Okay, so git what was that comment? Git branch? No.
Yes. Yeah. So that'll create a new branch.
Branch, and it was about update. Or is it -m?
It's just the branch name. So yeah, there's no
no.
And it's it's going to be just a short name, not quotes. Yeah, so no quotes, no spaces.
Okay.
I guess the quotes don't.
No quotes.
Yeah, it just trimmed the quotes off anyway.
No. Where? No.
Yeah, do a git branch and let's see.
I'm wrong. I'm in Jinaga.JS.
Oh.
How do I remove that branch again? Git.
Yeah, so git branch -d.
Branch -d.
Yep. And then space
the name.
Jinaga. Yes.
Okay, so then take that other command prompt. What's this one?
Mm-hmm.
Git branch. What did I say? Update. But you don't need quotes here?
You don't need quotes there. No, that's just
Update
an identifier.
Jinaga. So, okay. And now, this is my shared list. So if I go, why is it? No. File, reload. That's my update Jinaga branch.
Yes. All right. So now we want to make sure that we're up to date with the server. So do a git fetch.
But so this symlink debugging support, I can just remove it, huh? That name.
Yeah. So yeah, you really want that one to be back on the on the origin. So yeah, let's go ahead and clean that up first before we do anything else. So yeah, back in the command line, what we can do is git reset and then --hard and then origin / and then the name of that branch. Symlink. And so
how do you manage to keep all these comments in your head?
Well, what so yeah, we're composing the command, but from the knowledge that first of all, we're still on the symlink debugging support branch, and that's because git branch creates a branch, but it doesn't check it out. And so we're still on that branch, and then we wanted to reset that branch to something, and the thing that we can we can identify a commit in several different ways. One of the ways is to use the origin branch name. So we say, or the remote branch. So it's when the last time we fetched from origin, this is the commit that was called symlink debug support. So we'll reset it back to that. And then -- hard means don't keep any changes. So so go ahead and check out the working set. So we still have the branch that we've created. We've reset this one back to track the origin, and so now we can do a git fetch, and that pulls any commits and
So he's
branches from the
on
origin.
796, so he should be here. So that's
Yep.
okay. If I reload here, yeah, indeed.
Yep. Now it's back, and we still have the other branch.
Now get the correct one. Git fetch origin. You can just say Ola.
Yes.
Why is he not? Is it?
I usually actually just say git fetch. I think the origin is implied. Oh, -- all gets all remotes, and origin, you're being very explicit about the remote. So I think it's either git fetch origin or git fetch -- all. But I usually just type git fetch, and it's fine.
It's something that I use quite a lot. No, git fetch all, is it? Now it's getting it from upstream.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, because you've got two remotes, because you're a fork of
upstream is you, and origin is me.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So now main is updated, and if you refresh your git k, you'll see what main is now moved to. Yeah, now it's over there where it's
and here is my
pulled in the pull request.
Wait, I'm lost again.
Yeah. So what I'm seeing is you can see that that we've diverged from the point where main is on your local repository. So
yeah,
upstream main, that's where I pulled in, I merged the pull request. So those commits are the same changes that you made in these commits.
yeah,
and
indeed.
And then you
So
still
all
have
these changes here have been added here.
Yeah.
There, the symlink debugging support. That was one that I added, I think. Are you? Yeah, I added.
Yeah, the symlink
afterwards.
debugging support was what you created and then sent as a pull request. And then when I merged the pull request, I basically created new commits that looked exactly like your commits.
That's why I have twice. Here is my name,
Yeah.
and here is my name as well. Okay.
Yeah. So
So
the way that we can clean this up is now you don't need your branch anymore. But you see that update Jinaga is on top of that. So we want to rebase update Jinaga onto what is now upstream main. So step 1, get your local main up to date with upstream main. And then step 2, interactive rebase to get just the commit that we want moved on top of it.
My upstream main is this one, so I have to get my main up to there.
Yep. So we will do that first of all by checking out main, and then then we can do a pull.
So first we make this one, and then I rebase this update up to this one. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Take the correct one here.
Okay. So we're going to start with get checkout main.
Check out main. Yeah.
Yep. So now we're on the main branch, and now we want to we want to get main up to upstream main. So what we can do is get pull upstream main.
We'll just.
In this case, it's not the slash, because with pull you're saying pull from this remote, and the remote is upstream, and then you're saying which branch, and the branch is main.
It's up. You just do a fast forward.
Yep.
Okay. So
and
if we
so
reload
then
it,
we want to make sure that
I'm there.
So now we want to make sure that your GitHub fork, which is what you have as origin, as your remote, we want to make sure that that main is in the right place. So we can do a git push origin space main.
We want to make sure that. Can you repeat that, Michael?
Yeah. So we want to make sure that your GitHub fork is that its main is in sync with my main.
Yeah, the origin main.
Yes, exactly.
With the upstream main.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, because he's there. Okay.
Yeah, so he's still back there.
Push to origin.
Space main. Yep.
Okay. So now they should be all on the same. Yeah, indeed.
Yep.
And then we have to rebase the update to main.
Yes, and we'll do that interactively because we've got some other commits that are duplicated, and I don't know for sure that it would recognize that. It might, but
it might help because rebase interactively, I never did that.
Oh, okay.
I always delete and restart.
Oh, no. Oh, this Git rebase interactive is your superpower. Yeah, this is what you want to rely on. So
that's probably why I never use it.
The easiest way for me to think about this is I always specify where I want to start and which branch I want to end up on. So when you do that, it doesn't matter what you currently have checked out. So it's all in one command, and it's really nice. So what we're going to do is git rebase, first of all, -i to say that we want to do this as interactive.
Yeah.
Yep. And then we're going to specify two branches. We're going to say, here's the branch I want to start at, and so I want to start at main, so main space.
Main.
And then the branch that I want to end up at is update Jinaga.
Jinaga.
Yep. So.
And then enter.
Yep. And then enter. And so now, oh, okay. So it did recognize that these commits were the same, and it said, no, I don't need to do anything with those. The only thing I need to do is pick this one commit and include that in the rebase.
How does this work?
Yeah. So so this text file shows you all of the steps that it wants to do during that rebase, and pick means that it's going to it literally cherry pick each one of those commits from where they currently are, and put them on top of the main branch, and then move your pointer up as it goes. So you get to edit this file to tell it, no, don't do that, do something else. And things that you get to do are squash. So take this commit and then make it part of the changes of the previous one, or fix up, which is basically a squash, but
there I got
there
out again. And we lost the screen sharing. Wait. Oh.
And it's coming back. There it is. So yep. So yeah, you can squash commits to combine two commits into one. You can fix up, which is the same thing as squash, but you don't have to edit the commit message.
So why is he opening this in my Visual Studio Code? Because I was working in the comment.
Yes. So you have Visual Studio Code configured. Yeah, don't mess with anything here yet. It's in the middle of a process. So yeah, you have Visual Studio Code as your editor, right? And so it opens the instructions in the editor, so you can you can verify them and you can change them around. Excuse me. And in this case, it's doing exactly what we want it to do. Just pick this one commit and make that the thing. So all we have to do is close the file.
Close this one, and you will.
And now on the command line, you'll see that it goes on to the next step.
Indeed. And then if we go to this git k,
and now we've got update Jinaga on top of main, and it includes only that one commit.
Yeah. And if we see what it includes. Here. Indeed, we have the package.json here. That's quite a lot. And model that changed and the package. JSON and package.json locked. Okay. That looks all right. And so now I have to push it up to upstream.
You push it to origin, and then you open a pull request in order to get it upstream.
Yeah. So, wait. Git status. I'm on update Jinaga. Yeah. So git push origin.
Yeah, and you do need to tell it
it's not, yeah.
Yeah, you need to tell it the branch name as well. It's saying, I think you mean update Jinaga, but I want to be sure. So, so you could actually just copy that exact command right there and
yeah, but I'm on. He has been checked out, so.
Yeah, so it's most likely that that's the branch that you want to push, but it's not going to make that assumption. Because you could actually push any branch, no matter which one you've got checked out.
Yeah. I see. Normally I do git push -- all origin. Then everything goes.
Just all your branches go. I know what I'm doing.
Yeah, I have my cheat list here.
Do not combine that with -- force. That would be really bad.
Yeah, then he overrides everything. Okay, and then where is my Jan, where is Jan, and then the shared list, and then Jinaga has been pushed, compare and pull request. He's thinking. Okay, so create a pull request. Okay. Yes, no conflicts with the base branch. That's a good thing.
Yep.
Oh,
yep. So we went through that process there, and that pretty much confirmed that there would be no conflicts.
So I should have a look at rebase. Until now, I always let it comment at the side, but
yeah, rebase is the magic superpower of Git. That's what makes it all work.
In general, then I just start doing a lot of nonsense, and copy paste everything in again. I should be more efficient. All right.
It comes with time, and drawing that line between what Git is doing and historical modeling, that helps. So Git knows that it's dealing with source code, and so there are some concepts that don't map, but the idea of a commit being the same thing as a fact, and the predecessors being what the parents of that commit, that helps. The other thing that doesn't map is branches. So there are no branches in historical modeling. There's just the tree. But in Git, branches move around on the tree graph. Branches move around on the graph. But yeah, once you see how they're similar and how they're different, then you can kind of plan things out. How would I do this historically, and then map those all the way back to the Git commands.
Yeah, I should dive deeper into Git. But it has been how many years that I've been working with Git? But it's always the same. And because I'm alone, I know, I can always delete things and it doesn't matter. In general, I don't publish to a public repository. So if you mess up, you can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
But the moment that you start collaborating with others, you have to be careful. And
yeah, I find that a little bit scary. That so you're used to deleting and restarting, but you don't commit to a remote repository, so you're running the risk of
no. Yes, a remote repository, but which is mine.
Okay. Right.
So there is nobody else taking a copy of it. So I do have a backup, and I can, if everything fails, I just do a clone of the remote repository. I just lose my latest changes. But it's not like I publish something and then somebody takes a copy and then I go and overwrite the latest published. But I should go a little bit further into Git.
Yeah,
and,
I think
get out.
I think you'll get it. Yeah, you'll get it.
Get out of my comfort zone.
There you go. That sounds like a good series.
Yeah, but so everything. There's so many new things, and once I get a new thing, then I forget it, and then I start over again. That's my biggest problem, I think. Focus on something, and I like to focus on something, but then I cannot say, okay, leave it, and I do something else. I always say I should divide my work day in 3 portions and work on 3 things at the same time. But I start on something and then I say, this, I want to finish it. And at the end of the day, I've only done that and 2 other things. And once I switch to something else, then I'm focused on that.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the myth of multitasking, is that, people actually cannot multitask. Everybody's brain works exactly like yours.
Apparently you can do it.
I'm giving a very good illusion of it, I guess. But no, my brain is the same way. Focusing on just one thing at a time. It's just I've already built the map between Git and historical modeling, and most of what my brain's working on is historical modeling most of the time. So it's pretty easy for me to take the shape of what I want to accomplish and then follow that map back to Git and then say, these are the commands, or what we've been doing with SQL. I'm taking the shape of what I want the data to look like and then mapping it back to what we're doing in SQL.
It's not only that. Apparently, you managed to switch between Java, React, C Sharp, all these environments. I have a lot of difficulty switching from one environment to another. But okay.
Yeah, I think that just comes with practice. A lot of the projects that I've worked on professionally have been C# on the back end, JavaScript or TypeScript on the front end. Too often just JavaScript and not TypeScript, but
perhaps the fact that you work with many people at the same time and everybody's working on his project, and you are forced to switch all the time. Well, I've never been forced. I work on my project, and it was only that. And it's only now that I switch between all these environments. But okay. It's sometimes with a little bit suffering, but it makes me feel good.
Well, excellent. Good.
Anyway, now we are back on the right level of this shared list, and I can use it to translate and debug.
Yes, indeed. And thank you for the PR. I'll get that merged in.
No, that was your work. But I'm taking too much of your time, Michael. It's 43 already.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. I am taking a few days off in order to work on the course. So my team is not waiting for me at work right now.
Okay. But rural side is waiting for you.
Yes, that is true.
Okay. I can continue with this. We see each other next week, Michael?
Yes, indeed. Looking forward to it.
Okay. See you next week then.
All right.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.